Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man's Quarter Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm reacting to my third and final Spooky Fives video for you guys. And this was titled 3 True TikTok Horror Stories. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off and move the camera up here for you guys. And let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag. Okay, here we go.
Social media is both a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because you can reach the entire world with your message, and it's a curse because there are some people that you do not want to reach. I know this will sound cliche, but my boyfriend and I have a couple's TikTok. We do funny challenges, dances, and anything trending really. We actually have over 400k followers on our account, and it's doing very well. Anyway, we posted a TikTok video about a couples therapy sketch that we wrote. It was silly really, but that video actually ended up doing about 10 million views. It was great exposure to our account, and we got so many positive and funny comments. However, we kept noticing in the thousands and thousands of comments this one account by the name of Jimmy Boy commenting very negative things toward my boyfriend.
Okay, I had a few kind of rude comments before on some of my shorts or videos, and sometimes I would just block or delete them. That's the risk people take when you sign up onto either YouTube or a TikTok account, because you never know, all those negative, nasty people would just want to start writing something negative about you as a person or just whatever content you're creating. It's always best to just block them or ignore them altogether. But let's continue.
He would say things like, "A gorgeous girl like you doesn't deserve a rat piece of shit like him," or "How much is he paying you to be around him?" I'm not complaining in any way. I know that if you're on the internet, then there will be trolls and people who do not like you.
Exactly. I cannot believe that this guy had the audacity to call her boyfriend a rat piece of shit. People that like that just makes you want to go off on camera like a steaming hothead punk would.
But this guy literally posted on all of our videos saying how much he wished my boyfriend was dead and how he could treat me so much better than he could. Well, weeks after our video went viral, my boyfriend and I were in our apartment. We were coming up with new ideas for our TikTok when there was a knock at our door. My boyfriend went to answer it while I stayed in the kitchen, but I did not hear anything for like 2 minutes. I called out. My boyfriend did not respond, so I got up and went to the front door. It was wide open, and my boyfriend was nowhere to be seen. I thought maybe he was playing a prank on me, because that's something he would do, and then post my reaction to TikTok. But that's when I saw blood on the front door handle. Now I knew this wasn't a joke, and I started frantically calling out for my boyfriend. That's when I got a direct message on my phone. It was a message from someone on TikTok. It was from Jimmy Boy. I opened it, and it said, "I heard you're single." That's when I was grabbed from behind. Someone was clutching my throat and squeezing it with all their might.
Oh, don't tell me that dude found out where they lived at and attacked her boyfriend. Somebody tried to grab a hold of me, I'll be punching him down the ground and calling the cops. It just seems like this person don't have a care in the world and would like to end the human life right there in that second. Man, it makes me so mad.
I remember thrashing wildly, trying to escape. The only weapon that I had was my phone, and I whipped it around as hard as I could, and it connected with the man's face. He stumbled, and then I hit him again and again in the head and the face. He eventually fell to the ground, where I stomped on his face until I could hear bones breaking. When I saw that he was not moving, I sprinted out of the house and called the police. And I guess the story does have a happy ending. They found my boyfriend in the bushes outside of our apartment. He was stabbed in the chest and the leg, but he survived and was okay.
Oh, thank God. I was sitting here thinking, oh crap, did this guy kill him because he really hated him that bad? But thankfully they found him still breathing.
He has nerve damage, but I'm still glad that he's alive. As for the intruder, it was Jimmy Boy. Jimmy Boy stalked our TikTok page until he found out where we lived. He tried to actually kill my boyfriend, like he said he was going to in the comments. Now he's in jail. My boyfriend and I are planning on making a follow-up video of what happened, and we will be posting it to TikTok soon. So be sure to stay tuned and stay safe.
I'm sorry that your boyfriend got nerve damage from that crazy SOB stabbing him, but I'm glad he's recovering okay. But I'm also happy that the police were able to arrest that guy and put him in jail. Cannot believe there's people like that that would just stalk somebody's page and find out where they live at and come through on their threats. Almost like that guy got serious screws of bolts loose in their head, or they're just really mean-hearted individuals that don't care about certain types of people. But let me give you guys some advice. If you post anything on TikTok, make sure you have reported any negative comments, because you don't want those people actually figuring out where you live at. Save them comments and send them to the police if you have to, and they can track them down and tell them to stop, or they will be arrested. But anyway, let's get to story number 2.
Don't judge me too hard, but yes, I am one of those girls who's trying to become an influencer on TikTok. When this story happened, I think my TikTok had about 10K followers. I had about one sponsorship deal and a bunch of other scam offers that I would just ignore. I wanted to be an influencer so bad that I decided that one of the best ways to get more exposure was to collaborate with other TikTok creators. I was in the process of trying to find creators in my area when I got a message from a TikTok account called Happy Go Lucky. They did not have any videos or content posted yet, which I did find strange, but they were looking to collaborate, as well as work on their first video. They happened to be only 10 minutes from my place, and I agreed on a meetup time. In public, of course.
Yeah, in public. I mean, it'll be cool just to team up with other content creators, but I would meet up with somebody in public too, because if you don't know them very well and things go sour, you got to make sure people witness to any argument or fight, and will back you up if the other person turns out not to be so nicely. Let's put it that way.
To get together and share ideas. I guess my first mistake was going alone. We met at the local park around mid-afternoon. The guy who ran the page said that he'd be there with his dog and to meet at the bench by the big oak tree. Well, I got there early. I did tell my friends what I was doing in case anything weird or shady went down. I waited at the bench, like we agreed upon. A half hour went by, and this guy was nowhere to be found. I looked all around the park, and it was completely empty, except for a blue minivan parked by the street. I sent the account, Happy Go Lucky, one last DM to see where he was, and then decided that it was time to leave. I was pissed that I had wasted my time when I was suddenly grabbed from behind. A hand went over my mouth to stop me from screaming, and I was lifted up and being carried away. I looked up and saw a man dressed in jeans and a t-shirt, but with a ski mask covering his face. I tried to kick and fight back, but he was very strong. He started dragging me towards the street, and that's when the blue minivan doors opened up. Inside were 3 men, all holding their cell phones up, recording me. Next to them was rope, duct tape, and a saw.
Oh, heck no. It just seems like this group came up with a TikTok account just so they can lure other famous TikTok influencers. I knew something had to be off. And she said, this is why I should have went with somebody. Yeah, you should have, because they would have known something was up and you guys would have left together. And if that guy with the ski mask tried to grabbed you, then that person would have been able to attack him and get him away from you. But they're probably recording on their phones just to say, hey, look, we captured a TikTok influencer. Oh boy. Let's just see how she gets out of this situation.
I was crying and kicking out, trying to resist. The man threw me at the minivan for the other guys to grab hold of me, but he stumbled a bit while trying to do so and didn't quite throw me hard enough. For a few seconds, I wasn't being held. I reached into my back pocket, pulled out my pepper spray, and started spraying like crazy. I knew that I must have hit bullseye because all the guys started shrieking and yelling in pain. I had accidentally got a bit into my eyes, but didn't care. The moment I saw them in pain, I ran for my life. And I ran all the way home. I remember feeling like my lungs were going to explode, but I did not care. And I told my parents what happened and told them we need to call the cops. I unfortunately did not get a license plate or a good description of any of the men. They were all wearing ski masks, and there were no other witnesses. Literally that same night, when I finally lay down in bed, I got a message from the Happy-Go-Lucky account. It said, "You were lucky today, bitch, but the next victim won't be. And when we get them, we'll be sure to film it all and share it on TikTok for the world to see. It will be a truly viral video." And I tried to message them back, but saw that I've been blocked by them. I reported the account to TikTok, and I have no idea what they are now. Please be safe, everyone, and do not be as naive as I was.
Yeah, I know you were energetic and running away from these guys since you pepper sprayed them all, but I would have took the time to take my phone and take a picture of their vehicle and license plate, just so when you run back to your house and you call the cops, you could tell them what vehicle, and boom, you got them. But now that they're still out there, they're going to grab somebody else. And I'm surprised that they blocked her account from talking with them because they don't want her trying to access or talk to them anymore. But man, I would have been telling the police, this is their account. Can you see if you can trace them and find out who they are? And if they can, boom, you got them. But let's hope and pray they do catch these guys before they grab another victim.
I guess I'll just get right into this one. Last summer, I had just moved into my new apartment down in Jacksonville, Florida. I had got my first big girl job, and this was the first time that I was ever far away from my family and friends. When I was finally settled in and starting to become used to the change, I was lying in my room one night, just scrolling through some TikTok videos. It's probably not the best routine, but usually before bed, I would just scroll mindlessly through TikTok before my brain just shut off. Well, I was getting pretty tired, and I told myself just a few more videos, and then I'll hit the hay. I was about to shut my phone off when I saw a very strange video. It was a video of someone filming outside of an apartment complex at night, with no music, and the caption saying, "I love my new apartment." This video caught my attention because, well, it looked like my new apartment. I rewatched the video like 10 times. It only had like 4 likes and no comments. The more I watched the video, the more I realized that it was definitely my apartment complex, and even down to my side. I clicked on the TikTok account profile. There were only 5 videos. The first was the outside of my apartment at night, and the other 4, well, I still cannot believe what they were to this day. The other 4 videos were of me, sleeping in my room, with the lights completely off, except for the flash of the camera. The videos are of someone filming me while I was asleep, with the caption of, "Look how peaceful my girlfriend is sleeping." Terrified out of my fucking mind, I sprinted to my front door and made sure that it was locked.
Yeah, I'll be doing that too because that's creepy. It ain't even his girlfriend and he's just wandering in, making that whole lie up just so he wouldn't be caught breaking into somebody's apartment. Oh, that's one sick SOB.
I made sure all my windows were locked too. I checked my closets, under my bed, in the bathrooms to see if anyone was here now with me, but it was all empty. I honestly did not know what to do, so I called my dad and cried into the phone until I could finally explain what my situation was. I went to pull up the TikTok account again to send it to my parents, but when I did, it said that the account no longer existed. My dad, who lives in Pennsylvania, flew out to me the next day to spend the next week with me to make sure that I was safe and nothing was happening. Since these TikToks, nothing has happened. I never found out who broke into my house or who made those TikToks. I now own 2 guns and a dog. I do feel a bit safer, but I'd be lying to you if I told you that I was completely fine. Be careful of those fucking creeps out there, everyone. Especially on TikTok.
Dadgummit, I had a gut feeling that that was going to happen. This is why you should either screenshot or take a picture of the TikTok account just to have proof that it was on the site. But that guy was thinking that he would probably might get it caught, so he deleted everything. Even though you got 2 guns and a dog, you never know, he might show up again, but if he does, he'll know not to mess with you no more. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more spooky vibes content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man's Quarter channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man 2, and I said that's a wrap. And have a nice day and have a good weekend, everybody.